Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me here on the WITN First Alert Desk at 8 a.m. I'm Gigi Barnett. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're all still rolling with all the punches. Hope you're still doing well, staying safe, staying warm in this wintry mess that we've been dealing with ever since, oh gosh, what, Saturday? It feels like it's been a lot longer than that, but again, hope you all are staying safe out there. Jim's going to talk a little bit about what we're seeing in the forecast. We are going to be starting to track some rain tomorrow, and that's going to transition into a little bit of a wintry mix. Jim, of course, will talk about all of that, but no need to panic about that. Of course, you do just want to keep it very easy and slow on the roads. As you know, there are still plenty of secondary roads out there with snowpack, black ice. So please be careful, especially if you're heading out the door for the first time since Sunday. We do have a story out of James City. Thank you to everyone who's been sending us their snow totals over the past few days in all of the different areas across eastern Carolina. We do have a story specifically about James City down in Craven County. They saw 18 inches of snow down there. So we had our reporter Haley Hollinger down there just speaking with residents as well as just looking at what conditions are looking like there.
Shovels down and plows all around. James City is working hard to clean up the 18 inches of snow they got this weekend.
Oh, I've been out about an hour and a half trying to clear off the little section of road in front of my house, and I'll probably do my neighbor's because she's by herself and she's elderly.
With a storm that hit hard.
Well, I was quite shocked and happy all at the same time because I love snow.
This is the most I've seen. I was born and raised here, actually, right there in Havelock, and this is probably like the third time in my whole 41 years of life I've seen like this much snow. And
while several are enjoying it safely,
they love it. Yeah, they love it. This is a home away from home for them. You know, it's like bittersweet. We miss it, but we don't miss the shovel.
The fluffy white blanket has been a troublemaker for travel.
I mean, I've only been out a couple times, but at least 4, just sitting in the ditch. Yeah.
And the James City community has come together all weekend.
The fastest we could do, the better job we could do, you know, like it gets these people where they got to go to work, make money for their family, help out the community also. So it's just, if we help each other out, you know, it's just going to be a lot better for everyone.
To help get people out of snowy situations.
I saw great, humanitarian humanity, and friendship at work, and it was very touching. Even when I went across town, it was a couple people stuck, and it was like 4 or 5 other people stopped their cars to go help. Of course, I got out and helped too.
Like we've been saying, this is historic. 18 inches of snow down there. Wild.
Yeah, I mean, just to get a foot of snow is amazing here. To be talking about a foot and a half is unheard of. And there were a few areas that got there. Pelletier and Carteret County, 19.5 inches. Pamlico County, Reelsboro, also reporting 19. That's over a foot and a half. 19 inches of snow. A lot of 1 foot plus. New Bern ended up with around 14. Kenansville, 12 inches. Greenville, 12 inches. Swansboro, 17 inches in Onslow County, 13 for Jacksonville, 16 inches in Pink Hill, southern Lenore County, Kinston at 14 inches. I had about 12 inches at my house. I'm between Ayden and Grifton. Most of Pitt County in that 12-inch neighborhood.
Yeah.
Whew, what an event. Yeah, pretty amazing. And slowly we're knocking it down between the sun and temperatures getting a few clicks above freezing. It's going to take some time, though.
For sure. Well, let's dig it in.
Yeah. Let's go. I start off. I think I've got a live cam out there. Yeah, this is outside the studio. So this is the parking lot. If you're familiar, the Publix in Greenville, those big mounds of snow, the plows piled it all up. I drove by those this morning on the way in. I would say those mounds of snow are a good solid, 7-8 feet high. Some of that snow will be there for probably a week and a half or so. It's going to take a long time, if not longer, to melt that down. The actual parking spots look okay. There's a lot of parking lots that are snow covered out there. Keep that in mind. A lot of hazards to be dealt with. Snow totals. This is a rough guideline on what we saw. Double-digit snows in the pink shaded area. A foot generally or more, most spots in there. from the Crystal Coast over the Pamlico Sound region all the way up to Highway 64. I think Williamston actually clocked in around 10 inches, maybe a touch out of that range. Oh, I got you in the 10 inch, so yeah, you're in there as well. And then the Outer Banks, the low numbers were out towards Frisco, a couple of inches, Ocracoke, 3 inches when it was all said and done. The Dare County area is up there towards the Oregon Inlet northward. Kill Devil Hills had 6 inches up that way. Some of the other ones 6-7 inches. So you did a little better. I say better. If you like the snow, you did a little better. Be careful with my wording there. But what an event, folks. Again, that constitutes the biggest snow here in probably 40 years or more in some areas, going back to 1980 or 1989. All right. So let's get back to the here and now. Obviously, many roads are dangerous out there. All the secondary roads, untreated roads, lightly traveled roads, shaded roads. It's just going to take time to get those roads better again. The black ice risk there with those numerous slick spots. Parking lots, we mentioned the sidewalks, all those other surfaces, pretty much all surfaces that aren't treated. They're rough. All right, first alert weather day for Wednesday night. Light wintry mix. You're probably saying, you got to be kidding me. This is not a big winter event. However, there may be enough freezing rain, maybe enough in the way of snowflakes to bring some slick spots back in that have cleared out late tomorrow night into early Thursday morning. Going to start as rain, probably rain sunset tomorrow, and then colder air easing in, freezing rain for a bit to maybe a few snowflakes. Dusting of snow, I don't see a lot more than that. 1/10 of an inch of icicrule on a few spots maybe, making for some dangerous spots. Again, areas that were getting better, you might get icy again late tomorrow night. There's the rain. I'll show it to you. 2 p.m. rain, gets you into the overnight. There's 7 p.m. Start to see that mix entering the northern counties as the temps start dropping 2 or below freezing. And then the blue is the snow, or light snow anyway, generally north of Highway 264. That's 4 a.m. Watch, by the time we're hitting 7 a.m., there's not much left. It's light precipitation, generally freezing rain to a few snowflakes tomorrow night. Starts off as cold rain tomorrow. Get some snow melt going with those raindrops. And then, the rain to ice to snow tomorrow night, exiting Thursday morning. All right, getting ready to run out. Not without a heavy jacket. Hat, gloves, scarf, all good idea. Mid to upper teens, most of us. I would say mid-20s on the beaches. And those winds, again, generally are running at about 5 from the west-southwest. And we can see those feels like that. Not a lot of winds, so the feels like not that bad. Cold weather alert's gone. I see they dropped that, and that's a good call. Not quite as cold as expected this morning. It's still bitter out there, but not too bad compared to some of the last few mornings. All right, cold rain tomorrow. The light, if I could have fit that in there, I would have light wintry mix tomorrow night. This is a tiny little fraction of what we just dealt with coming in. But it is another chance for a little bit of wintry weather, 6th time already. This season. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Super Bowl weekend. Mostly sunny, mid-40s, 10 degrees below normal, those mid-40s. But at least we have sunshine and no big storms out there. Lows in the 20s, Gigi. And then next week, we try to get to 50 maybe by Tuesday. And there's fair agreement that we'll probably do that, although it's so far out, it's hard to commit to it yet. But at least our indications, we may start a more significant thawing next week.
That would be wonderful. Hopefully it stays put that way, but it's also nice to see that so far weekend's looking pretty good. No sign of any snow or any kind of freezing rain or any of that mess. Just
you almost expect it, right? Well,
I know, exactly. It's been a few weekends now where we've been dealing with this. It's just that Wednesday night into Thursday morning, you do have to keep an eye out for any kind of more slick roads. Obviously today as well, as you're out, some black ice out there. But the sun's out now, so hopefully that can also help with the melting process.
And we may get a winter weather advisory tomorrow night for some of the northern counties. But again, this thing looks pretty weak, a fairly low impact event. But I do worry when you get freezing rain, you start worrying about bridges again.
Right.
All these roads getting better and better, and then we throw a little bit of wintry mix in there tomorrow night, and some of those areas are a little dicey again. So we'll be watching that for you guys to keep you updated.
Okay, great. Thanks, Jim.
Yep.
And thank you, everyone, for joining us this morning. Just want to say hello to Michael over on Facebook. Good morning to you out there in Ahoskie. Thanks so much again for tuning in. Charlie's going to be here at 9 a.m. for another news and weather update. Hope you can join him then.